Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Office SRA 24/7, and I am here with all of you to discuss the very first session of Sankalp series. Yes, from 1st of August, we have changed our pattern of YT series. So we have introduced the Sankalp series, as you can see here, that will be available for all of you from Monday to Saturday, or I say Monday to Saturday. These sessions will be available for all of you, in which we are going to discuss the particular unit wise questions with the explanation. Now, why MCQ with the explanation? I am taking in my subjects in PPB as well as in Indian economy, Indian financial system. The reason behind it is that I am trying to give you the understanding of the concepts in the form of MCQ. So I am trying that we will practice a lot of questions about from each and every unit of your in the IE, IFS as well as for the PPB subjects, but with the explanation, so that you will know what kind of questions can be asked and you will know the concepts also in the form of explanation. Okay, so this is what I have introduced, or I am starting from today onwards, in which we are going to discuss the questions with the explanation of each and every chapter of your Indian economy, Indian financial system at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Okay, so let's start the session. Before starting the session, I am your mentor Amanjot Kaur for Indian economy, Indian financial system, as well as for principles and practices of banking. And this is our first session in which I am going to discuss the module A, chapter 1, or I can say the unit 1 of your IE, IFS. With this information, I want to add one more thing, that you will be able to get the free PDF of the session on the Telegram channel. So what are the name of the Telegram channels? That will be available in the description of this particular video. So do check the description and join the Telegram channel to get this particular videos. Okay, so let's start the session, and this is the first unit of module A, that named as the overview of Indian economy. And what I'm going to do here, I will show you the question, I will show you the options with the explanation. I will be explaining the question with the explanation, but I want each and every one of you to answer the question, and in the end of the session, do let me know how many questions you have answered correctly. So let's start with the first question, that is talking about, before that, I want to let you know about a certain thing of your subject. So first of all, this particular subject have 4 modules. How many modules will be there? This subject have your 4 modules. These 4 modules cover 45 units. How many units are there? 45 units are there. So we are going to have each and every unit every day discussed in form of MCQ with explanation. So we are starting from module A, and the first unit of yours is an overview of Indian economy, and the module A covers total 11 units here. Okay, so let's start the session, and we are going to discuss the question here. So first question in front of you is this: with policies pave the way for the positive economic outcomes and the higher GDP growth rates. So let's first understand what are these terminologies, then I will show you the options here. So the positive economic outcome means what? The positive economic outcomes talks about the positive economic indicators. It can be your per capita income, it can be your national income, it can be your employment opportunities, it can be your, let's say for example, GDP growth, it can be economic growth, it can be economic development, etc. So all the economic indicators which represents that how the economy is performing, and economy is performing is a positive sign, that is known as the positive economic outcomes. Now what is GDP here? GDP, gross domestic product, is the money value of all final goods and services produced within the geographical boundary of a country. So whatever the geographical boundary of a country is there, in that particular geographical boundary, whatever production you are doing, that is done by Indians or foreigners. Okay, the production that has been done by Indians and foreigners, doesn't matter who is producing the goods, but it should be produced within the geographical boundary of a country. Then only it will be known as gross domestic product, because we are talking about a domestic product. Domestic means that should be produced within the country. And the money value of this amount of production will be known as your GDP. So if the GDP is increasing, it means more and more production is happening in the country. If production is increasing, so does the employment is increasing, per capita income increasing, national income increasing, economic growth, economic development is there. And that's what the economic outcomes we are talking about. Okay, so the question is asking here, what kind of policy make this happen in the country? And the options you have here, first one talking about Hindu rate of growth, Second, talking about adoption of LPG policies. Third, talking about COVID-19 pandemic. Fourth, talking about Lehman collapse. So what do you think, which of the following policy helped us to have the positive economic outcome as well as the GDP growth? So now let's use the elimination method. What is the elimination method? First, find out definitely wrong options. Then you will easily able to find out the right option. You can see here, Lehman collapse. Lehman collapse was the global financial crisis of 2007-8. Okay. Then if I'm talking about COVID-19 pandemic, can you say that the pandemic helped us to grow? Obviously not. As per RBI, I have told you about this so many times in my lectures also, that as per Reserve Bank of India, it has been said that India will take up to 13 years or the 13 years duration to overcome from the losses of your COVID-19 pandemic. And according to RBI, by the year 2034-35, we will be capable of overcoming the losses or overcoming the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic. So it's very obvious COVID-19 pandemic never helped us to grow the economy or to have a positive outcome. In fact, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we have faced the negative growth. Only 2 services or sectors are there in which we have seen the positive growth. All the other sector has faced the negative growth. The 2 sectors was agriculture and the software services. They too got the positive growth. All the other was the negative. Okay, so it can't be the third option. Now, LPG policy adoption. Now, what is LPG? Let's understand the LPG. Liberalization, privatization, globalization is the full form of LPG policy. It was introduced in 1991 by the government of the country. Liberalization means to remove the rules and regulations and promote the liberal form to start the business. So with the help of liberalization, you are doing ease of doing business. You are making it happen in the country to easily start a business. Okay, and the license Raj, permit Raj and quota Raj was removed from the country because of the liberalization. So it gives freedom to the people to start the business. Privatization means to convert the public sector undertakings in the private ownership by selling 51% or more than shares to the private companies. That's the privatization. Because of privatization, Indian economy became the mixed economy. Okay, now if I talk about the globalization simply means to link Indian economy with the world economies. When you link the country with the world economies, what does it mean? It means export and import is allowed. Now your economy became open economy. That was the globalization. And it was introduced in the year 1991. Okay, and the first one is Hindu rate of growth. This Hindu rate of growth represents the low growth rate of the country. It represents the low growth rate of the country. It used to be represented, because now we are not using the Hindu rate of growth. It used to be there, which used to tell us that average 3% growth of a country is there. And that's a very low rate of growth. That's what we used to represent it with the help of Hindu rate of growth. Now, out of these 4 options, which of the policy gave us the positive economic outcomes and the higher GDP growth? So it can't be the COVID-19. We have already eliminated this option. It can't be the global financial crisis. Crisis will never help you to grow the economy. Hindu rate of growth, it's very obvious the low growth rate will not give you the higher GDP, will not give you the positive economic outcomes. So the only answer remained is B option. Because of liberalization, maximum business can be done in the country. Because of privatization, competition increased and the customer satisfaction increased. Because of globalization, we started producing more goods and started doing export-import. That helped us to create more jobs, to produce more goods, to increase GDP, to increase growth, to increase the per capita income, etc. So the right answer will be your B option, as you can see here. Okay, so right answer is what? It is the B option. So this is how you have to understand the concept. It's not like you have to mug up the concept. The way I have explained each and every option to you is the reason why I am doing is that only. I want you to study like this only. When you are studying any particular topic B, make sure you understand with the linkage of the other topics. Surely. Next question, that is the third question, talking about the World Bank. So World Bank classifies economic considering the per capita income. There are 4 categories. The first category is low income countries, second category low middle income country, third category upper middle income country, and the fourth category is higher income countries. Okay, and the Indian economy falls under the category of dash. So first of all, let's understand something about World Bank. This is your question. I hope question is understood to all of you. Like, World Bank divided the economy in 4 categories as per their per capita income range. So what is the category of Indian economy that has been asked here? Now let's understand this very carefully. World Bank is an international organization. What is World Bank? It's an international organization. It has 5 other institutions also who are working with the World Bank to eradicate the poverty as well as to reconstruct and develop the economy. Okay, so IBRD is also known as lending arm of World Bank. IDA known as soft loan window of World Bank. IFC is there. MEGA is there. And ICSID is there. So, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, IBRD, is known as the lending arm of World Bank. It provides loan for the reconstruction and development of the country. IDA, International Development Association, it is known as soft loan window because it gives the loan at a nominal rate of interest or at a 0 rate of interest. Apart from that, it also provides you what? Grace period to recover the loan or to pay the loan. So that's why it is known as a soft loan window. It gives loan to the public sector undertakings. Now, IFC is just opposite of IDA. It provides International Finance Corporation. It provides loan to the private enterprises, private companies or private sector. Now, it provides loan at a higher rate of interest. Then MEGA, Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, it provides you the guarantee to invest in a certain kind of country where there is a risk of investment. Like, there are certain countries who are involved in the terrorism activity, who are involved in the money laundering. So you do not trust the what can I say? You don't trust the government of that particular country. So you do not want to invest in that country. But still, World Bank have a member of that particular, World Bank made that particular country its member. So it's the responsibility of the World Bank to develop that country, right? Or to help that country to be developed. So that's why World Bank provide a guarantee here of 90% with the help of MEGA, in which you can invest in that particular country, and if something happens, you will get your 90% amount return of your investment. Why World Bank is doing that? Because it is taking commission from you to provide the security, obviously. Now, ICSID, International Center for Settlement of Investment Dispute, it is ICSID, and it is what? ICSID, International Center, it is to solve or to resolve the disputes among the countries. Okay, that's what the ICSID. And they are the 5 institutions. Now, do remember about this World Bank. This is the concepts or this is the details regarding the World Bank. Now, these are the options. Low income, lower middle income, or upper middle income, or higher income. Out of these 4, what is the actual category of the Indian economy that has been given by the World Bank? That you have to answer here. What range or what name Indian economy has got? So the right answer is very good. It is lower middle income economy or lower middle income country India is. So as per the per capita income, it has been defined, and the range of per capita income for the lower middle income, it has been defined by World Bank between $996 to $3,856, or I can say $95 here. So $3,895, this is the range of per capita income for the lower middle income countries. Now, what is the India's per capita income? That's why India came among the lower middle income country. The India's per capita income used to be in 2019 $1,891. And that's why Indian economy comes under the lower middle income category of the World Bank. So do remember this range also. Do remember India's per capita income that has been given in 2019, $1,891. Okay. So right answer will be your B option. I hope it's clear. So I have told you everything about World Bank as well as the categories, the range, etc. I have told you. Now let's start with the next question. In the last 4 decades, India has faced the following major shocks. Now, the last 4 decades, decades means the period of 10 years, is the decades. So, last 4 years you're talking about, India faced a certain major shocks with that somehow affected India in the growth, in the development. Okay, and the shocks that has been defined here, first is 1991 balance of payment crisis. Second is 2008 global financial crisis. Third is COVID-19 pandemic. So, out of these 3 major shocks, which of the following India faced in the last 4 decades? So if you draw or if you have attended my classes earlier also, so I have already discussed about it. Right, I have already discussed about it that India faced the balance of payment crisis in 1991. In 2008, India faced the global financial crisis, and it's very obvious in 2019 we have faced the COVID-19 pandemic also. And all the three somehow affected the Indian economy in the growth. So the right answer will be D. Okay, so I know global financial crisis, you all know. The COVID-19 pandemic, you all aware about. Now, what is balance of payment? Maybe some people do not know about the balance of payment, so I will explain it here. So what is balance of payment? First of all, balance of payment is a systematic statement of all the economic transaction. What is balance of payment? Balance of payment is a systematic record of all the economic transaction between India and rest of the world. So let's understand that it is a systematic record of what? Of all economic transaction. Economic transactions means transaction which are related to the money. Of all economic transactions between whom? Between India and rest of the world. So whatever money related transactions happen between India and rest of the world, that will be maintained systematically under the balance of payment. But for how many duration? How much duration? In a financial year. So whatever economic transaction happen between India and the rest of the world in a financial year, that will be systematically maintained by the balance of payment. And this is the balance of payment. So this is the definition of balance of payment. Like balance of payment is what? It is a systematic statement of all the economic transactions between India and rest of the world in a financial year. Clear? Now apart from this, let's understand in an example way also. For example, this is the country. This is India, for example. This circle is India, and India is having a certain economic transactions. Economic transactions means the transactions which are related to the money. That's the economic transaction. Now, whatever is outside the circle, that's the rest of the world. This is the rest of the world. Outside the circle, outside the country, that's the rest of the world. Okay, and India is doing economic transaction with the rest of the world. And what happens here? If I am talking about India is doing trade or economic transaction with the other country, it means certain amount of money India is earning from the other world. That's an inflow. India is earning a certain amount of money, or we can say the inflow from the rest of the world. Clear? Now that's the inflow. It means the earning, the income. And if I'm talking about the other part, that's the expenditure. Expenditure means the outflow. Expenditure means the outflow. So whatever inflow and outflow from the economic transaction of a country happened with the rest of the world, this all record will be maintained where? In the balance of payment. So that's why we talk about that balance of payment is a systematic statement of all the economic transaction between India and the rest of the world in a financial year, in which how much you earned and how much you spent it, that will be discussed, or that will be maintained as a record, so that when you make a foreign trade policy, you will be having a certain data to know what we have to change in the foreign trade policy, or in the taxes, in the duties, in the rules and regulations. So the right answer will be your D option, that all the three issues or the major shocks we have faced in the country. Next question. The low per capita income is mainly attributed to high level of dash. So the per capita income is here what? It is low. Okay, and what we want? Because of this low per capita income, there is a high level of something. Now let's understand what impact can be there if the per capita income is a low. Let's say, for example, per capita income is low. It means individual person, whatever they are earning, that's a very low income. It means it's very obvious unemployment is more. If your earning is less, it means unemployment is more. If people are unemployed, it means people will be poor. So poverty will be high. It's very obvious. Now, if you are unemployed, you do not have a money, you are a poor person. So if the unemployment is high, the poverty will definitely be high. Okay, and because employed, the production will also obviously decline, because people do not have money. They won't ask for more goods and services because they are not capable of providing the money. They are not capable of doing what? They are not capable of spending on the goods and services. The production will be low. And because the production is low, after that what happens? the GDP will decline, the economic growth will decline, the economic development will decline. All this impact will be seen because of this low per capita income. Okay, so you have to tell what will be high. High will be your unemployment, high will be your poverty, high will be your literacy rate. Apart from that, living standard will also reduce because you do not have money. How you can increase your living standard? So these are the impacts that can be seen because of the low per capita income, and the options in front of you are here. First, poverty, unemployment, illiteracy will be high. Poverty, employment, illiteracy high. Poverty, unemployment, literacy high. Poverty, employment, literacy high. Now you can know if the per capita income is less, it means people are not earning a certain amount of money. So how employment will increase? Obviously, employment cannot be increased. So B or D cannot be the right answer. A and C can be, but C is saying literacy will increase. If you are poor, you are unemployed, you don't have money, how can the literacy increases? So right answer is your A option. Your poverty, your unemployment and illiteracy will be high because of what? Because of the low per capita income. So the right answer will be your A option. I hope it's clear. Now, next, contribution of which sector is maximum to the Indian economy? Contribution of which sector is maximum to the Indian economy? So we know CSO, Central Statistical Office, it divided the Indian economy into three sectors, that is primary, secondary and tertiary sector. And out of these three sectors, which sector contributes the most? So primary means agriculture, where you do the collection of natural resources. Secondary means when you convert those natural resources into the finished goods or the final goods. And the tertiary sector means the service sector, when you provide the invisible services to the people. And the contribution of which sector is maximum? It's very obvious. The tertiary sector has a maximum contribution in Indian economy, because around 56 or 53% of earning comes from the tertiary sector. So it covers, or it gives us the maximum part of income in the country. Okay, next. So which among the following is are not true in relation to the topic economic recovery dynamics post COVID-19? So this is a statement based question. So in overview of Indian economy, when you study the whole chapter, you will find there that this chapter covers the history almost, or a kind of how Indian economy evolved and etc. that will be seen in the particular chapter. So on that kind of note also, the statement based question can be framed, and this is the example for that. So the question is asking which of the following is not true in context to the economic recovery dynamics post COVID-19. So these are the three statements given to you. Out of that, you have to tell which of the following is what? Not true. So first is saying, regardless of second wave, so we have seen the three waves of COVID-19. The second wave was the deadliest wave, right? So regardless of the second wave, the economy's recovery in 2020-21 has been outstanding. Can you say that seriously? Have we seen the outstanding recovery in 2021? Obviously not. It can't be true. It is not true. Second is saying rural demand in particular rebounded after second wave, but the urban demand dropped. That's true. It happened. The contagion from the Russia-Ukraine conflict impeded activities beginning in March 2022, eroding and delaying the recovery. This is also true. So because of the Russia and Ukraine conflict, we have faced delay in the recovery from the COVID. Hana? So the right answer will be your only first, because it is asking about the not true statement, and the first statement is not true. Second and third is true. So the right answer will be A option. Okay, so these kind of history type of questions can be seen from the history part of your economy, because the economy covers two. If you are studying economy now, two kind of syllabus you will cover. The first part of syllabus is kind of a syllabus in which you will feel theories are there, like definitions and all you have to study. So go with the conceptual understanding for theories and all. The second kind of question you can see, that is data based, that you have to mug up, like this question. Question is asking, as per the Mr. Angus Madison database, India's share to the global GDP was dash in 1600. Now, this is the database question. You have to remember the data. You have to mug up the data. It was 4%, 5%, 23%, 33% that you have to memorize. So these two types of question can be seen. So out of these, what will be the right answer of yours? That what used to be India's share to the global GDP in 1600 AD? 5%, 10%, 23% or 30%? So the right answer here will be your 23%. At that time, India used to have the share of global GDP 23%. But when Britishers left us, it means at the time of independence, we dropped down to a very low level, that was 3% only in the year 1947. Okay, so right answer will be your C option. Next question is talking about, according to Angus Madison, again the database question, India and China contributed dash of the global GDP in 1080. So this is what this you have to remember. Nothing is there to understand in the question. This is the concept. There is no concept. This is a data that you have to remember. Like how much contribution was there from the side of two countries, that is India and China, in what? In the global GDP. So it was 40.5%, 45.5%, 50.5% or 55.5%. Which of the following is correct? So the right answer is here 50.5%. Around half of global GDP used to come from India and China. So right answer is C option. Again a database question. Okay. Now this question is talking about a full form. So the abbreviation type of questions can be asked in a 0.5 marker questions. Hai na? So you have to answer this also. What does GFCF stands for? And these are the options for all of you. The full form of GFCF. So it is related to your production. First of all, we are talking about economy, hai na? And when we are talking about economy, it means simply we are talking about capital or something, the funding or money, hai na? So the grievances can't be the right full form of G. We are not talking about complaining or something. We are talking about capital and all. So C and D can't be the true. A and B. Gross fixed capital formation can be true. Gross fixed currency frequency. Currency frequency? No. How you can gross fix the currency frequency? Not possible. So the right answer is gross fixed capital formation. Okay, we are talking about gross fixed capital formation. Now, what does this mean? Let's understand the GFCF. First of all, remember the full form gross fixed capital formation. It is also called the investment. What you can call that? Investment. It is what? It is defined as the acquisition. You are doing acquisition, you are taking over the produced assets. That will include the production of such assets by the producers for their own use minus the disposals. So it is the investment, or we can say it is as the acquisition of the produced asset. That will include your purchase of the second hand also, that you have included the production of such kind of assets by the producer, which they have producers for their own use. And you have to deduct the disposals that required to produce the assets for your own. And that is known as gross fixed capital formation. The capital formation you have done at the gross fixed level, that will be covered under the GFCF. Next question is talking about again a database question. India accounted for dash % of the global trade in 1600 AD but fell to the dash % in 1947. So this is about the global trade. We have just seen about the global GDP. What was the India's contribution in global GDP? This question is asking about India's contribution to the global trade. Okay, now you have to answer this question. Options we have here. 23.3, 33.5, 23.5 or 33.5. So the right answer here is actually at the time of 1600, India contributed 33% of the global trade. And here, at the time of independence, we only remained 3% of the global trade. Now you can see how big a difference it is. And the same thing I want to tell you here about the global GDP. Global GDP. So question will be same. India accounted for dash % of global GDP in 1600 AD but fell to the less than dash % in 1947. So the first dash will have 23% at the time of 1600 AD and at the time of 1947 it was 3%. So do remember these two values. In case of trade we have 33.3. In case of GDP we have 23.3 contribution from India in 1600 AD and the time of independence. So the right answer will be your D option. Okay, so these are the major questions that can be seen from the unit 1 of your module A, Indian Economy, Indian Financial System. Now let me know first of all how much score you got out of these questions, how much answers you have given correct. Now this is not the whole chapter, obviously. This is the only, we have done the 10 questions on a particular chapter with the explanation, obviously. So I hope explanation and the terms and the questions, everything is clear to all of you. But now this is not sufficient. So what about the rest? It will be continued here in the Mahapack 2.0. That will cover the whole syllabus in a very comprehensive way, in a very detail. Now, how to enroll in this Mahapack 2.0? For that, you have to go to the Adda 24/7 application. If you haven't downloaded it yet, so do download it and go to the JAIIB CIB section here, and you will find the October JAIIB 2023. Click here. You will find the Mahapack and the Sankalp batch 3 English medium selection is starting from 4th of August. So whatever batch you want to enroll, the process is same. What you have to do, just click on the particular product. Do read all the details. After reading all the details, just click on the buy now option. When you click on buy now option, you will get here the discount, that is 80% discount. Okay, and by using the code JC80, you will get 80% discount here. For additional 1% discount, what you have to do, you have to go to the Adda 24/7 application and you can use coins here and you will get 1% additional discount. It means total 81% discount will be there. Clear? So this is how you can enroll in the Mahapack. The same process can be used. The same process can be used for your batch also. Both will be available same. Now, if you face any kind of problem at the time of enrolling, so you can see this contact number has been given for all of you. You can contact on this number and ask for your query here. Clear? So this is the information for all of you. If you feel or if you face any kind of doubt in the particular session, in particular question, you can ask your question, you can ask your doubt in the comment section. I will be checking your comment and answering there. Also, these sessions will be regular from Monday to Saturday, only on Offices Adda 24/7 at 7 a.m. We are going to meet for Principles and Practices of Banking, and at 7:30 a.m. we are going to meet for Indian Economy, Indian Financial System. So do not forget to join both the sessions at 7 and 7:30 a.m. only on Offices Adda 24/7. Also, if you're watching a session recorded, do let me know in the comment section how much you scored, because after checking your score, I will be able to increase the level of questions, because then I will be knowing at what level of preparation you are. Okay, and accordingly we will increase the level of our question. That will be definitely helpful for you for further completion of your syllabus, right? And if you haven't downloaded the 24/7 application, do download it. You will get 1% additional discount as well. And if you haven't subscribed the channel Offices Adda 24/7, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Also in the description, Telegram link is available where you will find the free PDF. So do not forget to join the Telegram sessions also. Okay, so thank you all. Take care. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Offices Adda 24/7. How are you all? So let's start the session here. So we have started a Sankalp series for both Indian Economy and PPB from 3rd of August, and this is our second class of the Sankalp series, in which we are going to discuss the chapter 2 questions with the explanation. So let's start the session. Before that, I am your mentor Amanjot Kaur for your Indian Economy, Indian Financial System and Principles and Practices of Banking, and I have started the Sankalp series. So do make sure you join the session at 7 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. for the PPB and Indian Economy, Indian Financial System respectively. And also let me know those who have joined us here already. Do let me know is audio video both are okay. And I request to all of you, do share this session on the Telegram channel or WhatsApp group, wherever you are linked with the people who are going to give the JAIIB October exam. So in this particular session, we are going to talk about the chapter 2. This is the second class. Chapter 1 we have already discussed. That was the overview of Indian economy. Today we are going to discuss the chapter 2. That's the sectors of Indian economy. Okay. And for the free PDF, in the description, the link for the Telegram channel is available. So do make sure you join the link from there. and you will get the detail about the PDF also. Now in the module A, we know there are 4 modules in the Indian economy, Indian financial system, and out of that the module A covers 11 units. Out of that we are going to discuss second unit, that's the sectors of Indian economy. Okay, and the total units we have to cover is 45. So do make sure you be very careful about this and practice all the question, focus on the explanation which I am giving with the question, because it's not necessary the same type of question can be asked. Maybe from the what can I say, from maybe there's a chances they can ask the question from the explanation also. So let's start with the first question. Do let me know what do you think about this particular question, and also the explanation will be there, and in the end of the session I will be asking you how many answers you have given correct. And those who are watching us recorded, I request to all of you, do let me know in the comment section how much you scored. So let's start. How do the big private companies contribute in the development of a nation? So when and how private companies started contributing in the development of the nation? So we have discussed yesterday also about a certain policy, that's the LPG. In the LPG, we have a P, it stands for privatization. Privatization means we have allowed the private companies to work in the country. We have given the certain ownership to the private companies in our country. And because of this privatization, Indian economy became the mixed economy. It means government and private sector both are working together in the country. That's the privatization. Okay, and that created the mixed economy to India. And now the private companies are helping us out to develop the Indian economy. It gave the competition. It's very obvious. Because of the privatization, customer services become better. Because it created the competition in the market. Because of the competition, each and every company, whether it's a public sector or private sector, they want to perform well. They want to satisfy the needs of a customer so that more and more customer can come there with the having a positive word of mouth, right? So the first benefit with the private company is that they have created a healthy competition in the market. But how? They are helping in the development of a nation. Now, as I have told you yesterday, always use the elimination method to answer the question. Elimination method means first ignore those questions or first eliminate those options which are wrong. Okay, so first let's start with the D option, by increasing their profit. If the private companies increase their profit, can the country will grow? Obviously not. Now, what is that meaning of development of nation? Economic development of any country relates with the economic growth plus economic welfare. Now, economic growth means increase in the production. When the national output, when the economic goods and services, when the production of goods and services increase, that is the economic growth. Because of this increase in the production, because of this economic growth, if we face the positive changes in the economy, that gives us the economic welfare, that will create together the economic development. So it can't be the D option. C is saying by increasing the demand for their products through advertisement. No, obviously not. To increase the development, to have a development of the nation, you have to increase the production. You have to promote the positive changes in the country. The third one is saying, or the B one is saying, by providing private hospital facilities for the rich. What kind of development is it? No, obviously not. The first is saying by increasing the productivity of the country in manufacturing of industrial goods. Now you are increasing the manufacturing of industrial goods. It means more and more goods are producing because you are increasing the productivity. When the goods are increased, it means very obvious the GDP is increasing. Goods and gross domestic product is increasing. If the GDP increasing, it means there is an economic growth in the country. That's the one part of the development. Now, because the production is increasing, who will be doing the production of goods and services? 2 minutes. Who will be doing production of the goods and services? It will be done by the human beings. It means employment will increase. If the employment is increasing, it means very obvious the per capita income will increase as well as the national income will increase. When there is a per capita income and there is a national income, it will definitely going to increase your welfare. And that's how the development of the country can be seen. And that's why the first option will be correct for the development of the nation. That's the contribution from the side of the private company. Right? So the option number here will be A. Clear? Now we are going to talk about the next question. Okay, so the next question we have here is, one second. So the next question we have here is, which of the following is the example of quaternary sector? So we have discussed that there are three sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary sector, that is divided by CSO, Central Statistical Office. And the CSO has said that there are three sectors that talks about the production, the collection of natural resources and the services. So primary sector is your agriculture sector, in which you cover or in which you collect the natural resources. The secondary sector is your industrial sector, in which you manufacture, you use the natural resources, you process them and you convert them in the finished goods, I can say. Then apart from that, we have a tertiary sector. Now the tertiary sector is simply a service sector in which you are providing a service like the banking service, teaching. These are the example of the secondary tertiary sector. So primary, secondary and tertiary, these are the three sectors which we have talked about already, and these are divided by CSO, Central Statistical Office, into three parts to calculate the national what we can say, to calculate the national income, to calculate the statistical data of the country. Now this tertiary sector have two subsector, that one is quaternary sector and the second one is quaternary sector. So these two are the subsector of the tertiary sector. If I talk about the quaternary sector, this is also known as a knowledge sector. What you can call it? You can call it a knowledge sector. So this is your knowledge sector, quaternary sector we are talking about. So which of the following is the example of quaternary sector? You have to answer. So do make sure it's a subsector of tertiary sector. So only services will be covered under the quaternary sector, and those services which belongs to the knowledge sector. So you have these options. First is teaching. Teaching obviously belongs to the knowledge sector. Research and development obviously is a type of service sector and belongs to the knowledge sector. But the forestry is a part of your agriculture sector, or I can say the primary sector. So it can't be the right answer. A and B is true, and the fourth option is saying all except C. So the right answer will be your D option. All except C is a part of the quaternary sector. That's the knowledge sector of the country. It's a subsector under the tertiary sector. Okay, so that's why we're talking about the services here. Now Next we have, which of the following are correct about unorganized or organized sector. So there are organized and unorganized sectors also. We have to answer that which of the following is correct for the both. First of all, let's discuss the options, statements, and then I will let you know what is the unorganized and what is the organized sector. So first is saying unorganized sectors are the one in which job terms are fixed and regular. The second one is saying unorganized sectors are the one in which the job terms are not fixed and regular. Okay. The third one is saying the organized sector have a certain example like manufacturing, enterprise, school, hospitals, etc. And the unorganized sector covers the construction workers, domestic workers, street workers. So these are the three statements. Out of these three, you have to tell me which of the following is correct about the organized and unorganized sector. Now, first of all, I will let you know what is organized sector. Organized sector means a type of sector, or let's have an example of financial system. So I have discussed financial system with all of you in the paid classes as well as on the YouTube I have done. So financial system is divided into two parts. The first one is a formal financial system and the second one is informal financial system. Now, the formal financial system which we are talking about, it's a system in which rules, regulations, regulators will be there. That's a formal financial system. Informal financial system is a system in which there is no rules, regulations, or no regulatory body will be there. So the formal system is known as organized and the informal system is known as unorganized. So you can understand very carefully now that organized system is a system in which rules, regulations are there, and unorganized system where there is no rules, regulations. So what kind of organized, unorganized sector will be? Unorganized sector is a type of sector when there is no terms and conditions of the job is defined. There is no fixed period for the increment of your salary. There is no fixed leaves available for you. There is no certain kind of commitment from the side of the company for the notice period before they fire you from the job and all. This is what the unorganized sector is. And the just opposite is organized sector. Organized sector is a type of sector in which the terms and conditions for jobs will be clear. Every year you will get a certain percentage of increment, that's fixed. You will get the fixed jobs here, leave without pay will be the available, jobs available, leaves will be available for you. Also, in the organized sector, you will get a particular dedicated time period to leave this job, and if they are firing you, they will give you the notice period there. So this is the organized and unorganized sector. So if I do the first and second statement vice versa, then it will be right, but now this is first and second statement, both are wrong, because the first statement talks about the organized sector, organized workers or the sector, and the second statement talks about the unorganized sector, right? Now the examples, the organized sectors are having a prefixed job terms and conditions, everything will be there. So the school, hospital, enterprise, manufacturer, they are the organized sector example, that is true. The second half part is also true, that the unorganized will cover construction worker, domestic workers or street workers, like your house helps. You do not give notice to them, or no such kind of duration is fixed that after every 1 year you will give a certain increment to them. So that's why this is known as unorganized sector. So the only right statement or only correct statement about organized and unorganized sector is only 3. Okay, first and second both are incorrect. So right answer will be your D option, that is only third. Now next question is talking about here, which of the following are correct about the sunrise sector? Which of the following are correct about the sunrise sector? Now what is a sunrise sector? Sunrise sector is a sector in which we are thinking that this sector can grow in the future. The kind of sector which have opportunity in the future, but they are not that much famous right now. They are not that much in the growth right now, but yes, in future there is a chances that they will grow at higher level. That's a sunrise sector. So which of the statement is true about sunrise sector, that you have to tell? Like for example, first is saying the sector which are still infancy, they are not very famous, they are in infancy. Then the sector has the potential to grow. The sector is categorized by the strong growth rates. So out of these 3 statements, what do you think which of the following is correct? If you want example of the sunrise sector, I can give you the example like electric vehicles. They are the sunrise sector. Like the renewable energy, they are the sunrise sector. So you can see sunrise sector, it means the renewable energy, or if we talk about the electric vehicles, they do not have famous right now. They are not famous right now. But in the future, they have a potential to grow. As you can see, the climate change issue is going on. So very obvious, the renewable energy and electric vehicle in the future is definitely going to grow. And they have a strong growth rate also. So the right answer will be your D option. All the statements are correct about the sunrise sector. So this is a very good sector. Or I can say this is the sector in which the maximum people right now investing also. Because they know this sector has a potential to grow. Okay, right answer is D. Next question is talking about which of the following economic activities is not in the tertiary sector. So tertiary sector is a service sector, we already know, and which of the following activity is not a part of tertiary sector, or I can say not a part of service sector, you have to tell. So the first option is talking about your banking, second beekeeping, third teaching, and fourth working in the call center. So you can see, if you are working in a call center, what are you doing? You are providing on-call consultancy, that's a service sector. Teaching is also a service sector, that's a tertiary sector. Beekeeping is not a tertiary sector. Banking is a tertiary sector. So beekeeping is a part of your primary sector. It's a part of your agriculture sector. Okay, so the right answer will be your beekeeping, because this is related to what? The natural resources. So right answer will be B. Okay, so now these kind of questions can be asked with you, like which of the following sector is a part of your agriculture sector, or which of the following is a tertiary sector, which of the following is a secondary sector. These kind of question can be asked. Now, which one of the following activities can be included in the primary sector? Which one of the following activity can be included in the primary sector? So primary sector is agriculture sector, as we all know, and the options we have here. First is saying making sugar from sugarcane. No, that's a part of your secondary sector. That's your secondary sector. Providing a storage facility. It means you are providing a warehouse. Providing warehouse is a tertiary sector. Now giving loan to the farmer, that's a banking work, and that's a tertiary sector. Now the right answer will be cultivating the sugarcane. That is related to natural resources, that is related to agriculture. So cultivating the sugarcane is the right answer for this particular question. So the option number will be D. Clear? Next question is talking about the money value of all final goods and services produced within a country during a particular year. Now you have to understand this terminology here. First of all, we are saying the money value of all final goods and services that is produced within a country. So let's say this circle is country, this circle is India, and whatever production we have done within this geographical boundary of a country, that production is known as what? This production is known as gross domestic product. That's a GDP. Now it doesn't matter it is produced by Indian or it is produced by a foreigner, doesn't matter this, but this production have been done within the geographical boundary of a country, and that's what the answer of this question. So do remember the GDP is the production of all the goods and services, money value of all final goods and services that has been produced by the citizen of a country, or maybe the foreigner can be produced, but it should be produced within the geographical boundary of a country. So the right answer will be A option. Okay, now next we have match the following in relation to the topic different revolutions in the primary sector. So revolutions are very important, and a kind of questions can be asked on the revolution, but you have to mug up this, like what is green revolution, what is right revolution, what is blue revolution. You have to mug up these concepts about the revolutions. So the certain match the following question I have taken here, so you can see this is the match the following. One side we have a name of the revolution, another side we have the product which is related to the revolution, second the father of the revolution maybe, or the duration when this revolution was introduced. So you have to tell out of these four revolutions which match correctly with the options. So first, let's see, yellow revolution, we have golden revolution, we have evergreen revolution, we have protein revolution. Now the right way to attempt these match the following kind of question. First, try to pair the questions or pair the options. Let's pair this. So if I'm talking about what I know about all the four, I know about the protein revolution, and I know this is the latest revolution has been introduced by Mr. Narendra Modi. So I know fourth is the latest revolution, so I can relate it to 2020, yes or no? So I can relate here like fourth is of 1. The fourth option will have a first right answer. Protein revolution is 2020. So we have to check here. Now if I talk about fourth is D, no. Fourth is C, no. Fourth is D, no. Fourth is A, yes. It might be the D option, that is the right, but we have to check all the options. Now the first is saying yellow revolution. So if I'm talking about the first is a yellow revolution. It is very old revolution. So it is related to 1986 to 1990. Now the golden revolution. The golden revolution covered the horticulture that I know. So the second will have a third option here. And the third will have here evergreen revolution, that is Mr. M.S. Swaminathan. So the right answer will be B. So you can see first is D, correct. Second is C, correct. Third is B, correct. Fourth is A, correct. So right answer will be D. So this is how you can match the following. You can answer the match the following questions. But first try to make the pair of the options. If you have a pair, you can easily find out the answer. So right answer will be D option. So these are the revolutions you have in front of you, and you can see here I have told you the protein revolution is here, and the protein revolution introduced in 2020 by Mr. Narendra Modi. Clear? So that is what the revolution is. Now the next question we have is what among the following index helps to understand the growth of various sectors of Indian economy? So what kind of index talks about the growth of the various sectors in the Indian economy that the question is asking about? So we have certain options here. We have certain options here. You can see here. First, wholesale price index, consumer price index, index of industrial production, and Residex. These are the four options you have. If I talk about the Residex index, it talks about the inflation in housing sector. So housing sector inflation is under the Residex index. WPI talks about the wholesale business. It means if the prices in the wholesale market is rising, that's a WPI. Consumer price index talks about the retail market inflation. So the remaining part is index of industrial production, and it's a volume index. What is it? It's a volume index, and this volume index is the right answer for your option. So right answer will be your C option. Clear? Right answer will be your C option. Right, so this is what I was telling you, that these are the certain revolutions that you have to remember, and do make sure you remember them very carefully, because all these are related to your revolutions in the chapter, and the maximum question can be asked from here. Not the maximum, but any revolution can be asked here. So you can see green means agriculture, white means milk and dairy products, yellow means oil seeds, blue means fish and aqua. You can relate with the color, but not all the revolutions will be related with the color. Like golden is the fruits, honey for horticulture, golden fiber is jute, silver revolution is egg, silver fiber is cotton, pink revolution pharmaceutical, then brown revolution leather, cocoa, red revolution meat, tomato, grey revolution fertilizers, evergreen revolution overall production of agriculture will be covered here, then black revolution is petroleum, brown revolution is potato, and the protein revolution is your agriculture, and it has its fathers of revolutions name and the period in which they have been introduced. So this is very important, all the revolution, this is what you have to mug up. Anna, this is a part where you have to remember which color is related to which revolution. Now, which among the following index helps to understand the growth of various, sector of Indian economy we are talking about. Clear? So we have a certain indexes, and in this indexes we are asking about that which particular index is actually talking about your growth of various sectors. So first of all, if I talk about the wholesale price index, it talks about your wholesale business. So when the businessmen, when the traders, when the entities, they come together at a place in the bulk, they are trading goods and services, that's the wholesale price index. The consumer price index, that in which you will be calculating the value in the retail market. In the retail market, you are calculating the value of prices of goods and services. Residex index is talking about housing inflation. So if there is a price rise in the prices of house, that will be known as Residex, and the index of industrial production is a volume index. It talks about the volume, not the value of a product. It talks about the volume, how much production has been increased. That's the volume of index. So here the right answer will be index of industrial production. It talks about the mining, manufacturing, electricity, etc. These different various sectors of Indian economy will be measured by the IIP in the volume index. Okay, so right answer will be index of industrial production. Now, the next we have here, the dash covers activities in which natural products are changed into the forms through ways of manufacturing that we associate with the industrial activity. So it means you have a natural products that belongs to the primary market. You are converting or you are processing that natural products into the finished goods or the final goods. That's what we're talking about here. And the option here, you have to tell that which particular sector covers this activity. Is it a secondary sector? Is it a tertiary sector? Is it a primary sector, or none of the above? The right answer will be your secondary sector. The secondary sector takes the natural resources of the primary sector, process it, and then gives what? The finished goods or the final goods. So the right answer will be your A option. Okay. So this is what we have discussed till now. These all are our subject. We have covered the second chapter of Indian economy, Indian financial system, sector of economy. But it's very obvious the 10 questions are not going to cover the complete syllabus. So to cover the complete syllabus, where you can go to the JAIIB Mahapack 2.0. That's the part of your complete syllabus. Okay. Now, apart from that, where you can find the Mahapack 2.0, first of all, if you haven't downloaded the Adda 24/7 application, do it, because you will get 1% additional discount there, and the details of the batches will be available there. So just go to the Adda 24/7 application and then go to the JAIIB CIB section here. When you click on the JAIIB CIB section, you will find these batches here, these tabs here. So click on the JAIIB October 2023. The Mahapack and the selection batch, the Sankalp selection batch of JAIIB is available. Starting from 4th of August, it means today it has been started. The bilingual and English medium, both batches are starting from today. So to enroll, what you have to do, just click on the product and you have to use the code that is defined here, JC80. If you use this code JC80, you will get 80% discount here. And how to enroll? Just go to the particular product, read all the details, and if you face any kind of issue at the time of enrolling, what you can do, you can contact on this number also. And how to enroll? Just click on the buy now option and see the code is already applied here, that is JC80. For 1% additional discount, you can use the application, the coins will be available and you will get 1% additional discount here. So this is how you can enroll in the Mahapack 2.0. All the marathons will be in the Mahapack 2.0, as well as if you want with the individual batch to go, you can enroll with the same process to the individual batch also. Okay, so this is the information for all of you, and do let me know how many answers you have given correct. Also, if you are watching the session recorded, also let me know in the comment section how much you guys scored, because on the basis of that, we are going to increase our level of preparation, increase our level of questions, because I will get an idea that how much you are capable right now and how much we have to go for. Okay, so this is all. If you haven't subscribed the channel Office Adda 24/7, then do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. Okay, so thank you for joining the session. Last but not the least, do make sure you check the demo sessions which are available today only on Office Adda 24/7 for your upcoming batch, that is the 4th August batch. I am starting PPB, Indian Economy, Indian Financial System, both today only. So do not forget to check the demo session, and after that you can enroll. Okay, so thank you for joining the session and have a great day, everyone.